Welcome back to the GG.Bet Chicago Invitational. We've just seen map number 1 play out against AVANGAR and GamerLegion. And obviously, GamerLegion, that's their map pick. That's the one they should be looking good on, but they fell flat on the T side. So Dust 2, new challenge for them. Can we expect them to get it done?
I want to say no after seeing what we saw on that first map. It was looking pretty decent on their CT side, but they ran into the same kind of issues we saw versus Optic on day 1. Once they get over to that offensive side, it just nothing really seems to stick. Nothing really seems too well thought out, too well planned out. They get countered way too easily. And in Overpass, it didn't really seem like they had anything to be countered even. They just kind of ran around and died most of the time, which is not going to do a whole lot for you. This is a bit more of a scrimmy map, so I guess not having the best of plans or being as prepared might do a bit of a favor in that sense. But this should be AVANGAR's pick. It's a map that they've been good on for quite some time. So, you know, favoring the team with the new addition of Adren for this one.
Well, Hampus is up towards short already. He wants to try and take an early fight. He will spot someone towards lower tunnel, but has to fall away. Buster is a player that really started to step up for AVANGAR in the last sort of, well, just the last half, really, of Overpass. Like you said, had quite showing on the T side, but pretty much everyone did. But him stepping up on the CT side of Overpass is a good sign. Let's see if we can get it done on the T side here with Dust 2. It'd be great for them to get a pistol win.
Existent gets chased out of mid. That's going to allow AVANGAR to get up on Catwalk rather easily, but we'll get spotted out. Bit of a double setup here. Might not be expecting Knock, and he's going to find the first kill onto Sanji.
Well, there goes Knock, and HS taking the kills between the mid-range, able to step in with 1 kill, but it's not enough just yet. He needs another, and that's exactly what he's got. 2 kills to his name as he hides behind the car as well. GamerLegion on the back foot, bomb getting planted. They're just trying to spam away and drop a Dren, but it's not coming through. And AVANGAR, they'll be pretty happy with getting the bomb site in that fashion and just sort of hanging on to it as well.
Ooh. Kicker just kind of gives himself up, though.
Yeah, a bit strange.
Yeah, he has to know that they want to trap Adren behind that car for as long as possible, so there will be eyes on it. He just straddles across. That leaves Jam and Adren into 2v3. Kit still up on Existence for the time being. He's going to fall. Has been picked up by Scream. And Scream not hitting his shots, and that's going to end up with a knife, actually, onto Knock. Well then, when bullets don't do the trick, steel blades do. And GamerLegion win a pistol again. Keep that in mind as well. They lose 16-13 on Overpass, their own map pick, when they've won both pistols. Obviously, the T-side pistols went their way, then they just managed to drop the ball in the following round in a really awkward anti-eco. We'll see if this is going to be a similar case. Let's see the updated odds from GG.Bet. AVANGAR at 1.57 odds. A bit more favored to win Dust 2 here than what we saw on Overpass.
Yeah, it started favoring GamerLegion, right? And then just kind of went off
pretty
the face
heavily,
of the earth. And there's a kill from HS. A little bit of aggression showing towards lower tunnel. And Buster's going to be falling away with a D-goal. Missed shot.
Puts the fear into Existence at least. There's no need for GamerLegion here to be more aggressive. Buster sets up for a flash. Nobody really to follow up on it, so Existence peeks forwards to get some more information. Again, no reason to get too aggressive here. Knock actually gets tagged up by Jame. And if you're the CT side here, you're just happy to kind of hang out. You know that there's been a force buy on the side of AVANGAR. Again, Existence, that's completely unnecessary. I mean, fair enough you want to play for info, but it's a little bit much. One of the AKs do go down, though, as Kicker gets traded, and Hampus in top mid. Ooh, finds Jame with a well-placed shot, but does not expect Sanji to be there as well. So, 2v3 situation, but HP definitely favoring the AVANGAR players, but they're also pretty damn split up.
Oh.
And again, it's the just constant movement from GamerLegion that are doing them in right now. Buster, is he even going to search for this, or is he just going to hang into the B bomb site for an easy bomb plant? That's what he's going to do.
That's a good decision as well.
Yeah, Aegis might turn back to find Sanji at a later date, but if they get both players into the bomb site, you can definitely win out a 2v3 like this.
Well, HS has actually given up lower tunnel and has gone back towards short. So this is going to be really, really well played for AVANGAR. I think they get into the tunnels very quickly. Buster can get the ball planted for his teammate. Just needs to win the fight.
He's just hanging out.
Oh, well played. Gets the info. There could be a player towards lower tunnel. And he just waits patiently, gets the kill on the EHS, and back into the 2v2. AVANGAR somehow have made this one close.
You save
and
if you're GamerLegion.
Yeah, it's over. They've just decided to leave.
And GamerLegion are experts at making their lives hard.
Yeah, like, if they just sort of bided their time and just held the positions that they gained early, then it would never have happened.
Yeah, just, so you have the aggressive push into Upper Dark with 2 players. You find the first kill. You don't necessarily take too much damage. Happy with that. That's perfectly fine. Just sit around and wait for something to happen from the side of AVANGAR. Instead, you just give them every opportunity time and time again by moving around, giving unnecessary duels to them, and allow them for a way back into the game. That's not how you win Counter-Strike, and that's such a basic thing that even if this is just a call made, like just the individual should be good enough to resist it. It's very disheartening to see from GamerLegion.
Yeah, especially since this could have been their good start.
Yeah, and not being favored on this map, you do kind of believe that they might need it. James back on a scout. There's still an AWP in play. Nock having saved that. Also a scout on Hampus. So opportunities to do tag damage and whatnot put AVANGAR in an awkward situation. That's definitely there for them. We'll see how they're going to go about it, though.
Well, Adren, newest player to AVANGAR, but definitely not a new player to the scene at all. Very, very experienced, but it's Buster. He opens things up in towards the B bomb side. Scream gets picked apart. Another attempt coming in from Sanji, but he will take some damage on from the scout of Hampus, who's looking for some more, just wildly firing shots through the smoke, just desperately trying to connect. But again, AVANGAR seem to favor the B bomb side, even on Dust 2.
Yeah. Obviously, the big upset of that B bomb side on Dust 2 is that if you can get in, you can get the bomb plant down, your chances of winning out the round rises.
Yeah, it's hard to get you off
incredibly. Yeah, it's doing a retake on that bomb side. It feels like an absolute nightmare. Well, AVANGAR seem to have realized that as they just marched in with 4 people to get the control needed. Scream not able to find more than damage on Buster. There we go, 2-1 in the favor of AVANGAR. So getting off to a much better start here on Dust 2 than what we saw in Overpass.
Yeah, and the problem for us, take a look at this, is that GamerLegion, you know, they were so strong on the CT side, and we have to say, they have to say that they have to get as many rounds as possible on the CT side. They just haven't looked good on the T side whatsoever. And yeah, Dust 2, you know, like we've said, it's a map where you don't really need as much of a game plan coming into it on the T side, but you still want to get as many rounds on the board as possible on the CT side, where they've looked definitely stronger on an individual level.
Absolutely. So James going to go for the gap pick. It's not going to work out, and full force being put over towards that long area. There's nothing really Hampus can do except for giving it up. Down into pit, James goes, and this is probably where we see AVANGAR slow things down a little bit. Want to put him into a position where he can either work for picks or just kind of hang out here until they show some presence out elsewhere on the map. And what a rotation, though, from GamerLegion. They've rotated everyone over to this bomb site. James actually going to get the better of Hampus early, so that is the pick. It's going to send them back towards long, and this might work out, weirdly enough, for GamerLegion.
Just over a minute left to play with. AVANGAR still have the superior weapon area, of course, every single player on their side, and GamerLegion, it's just the AWP of Nock, and I say just the AWP of Nock. Let's see what he can get done, though. Adren is going to be playing close in towards the bomb site. There's the kill from Jim on towards Scream, so things just got a little bit easier, especially if Adren can get a kill here, but it's Nock to step up from the back of the bomb site. Time to show us what you can do with this AWP. He's going to have to show us a hell of a lot, but a kill has come in from HS. Existence will be staying up towards Goose. The bomb is dropped on the ramp.
Yeah, and time is starting to run down at this point, and you know that AVANGAR needs to move forward. Nock actually repositioning away here. He's expecting a rotation. Existence definitely going to get the drop on them not having moved away. Ooh. Actually going to get Sanji there. Pretty well done.
Yeah, that's a great shot from Existence. He's just
now he just needs to chill. Now he just needs to chill. He does have Nock just waiting for a crossover. There he goes. 10 seconds. Play for the time here. He's actually just going to go for the straight duel. I'm worried. Like, it pains me a little bit to see the kind of development that we're seeing on these teams' T side, because that is AVANGAR taking control about 7 seconds into the round. They never move elsewhere until time runs out.
Yeah. It's like, okay, we've first step, and then what's the step after that? They don't have one.
Yeah, it's like
it's like step off the face of the earth.
Step
maybe. It's like,
1,
yeah,
take long. Step 2, question mark, question mark, question mark.
We haven't got that
3,
far.
not really profiting. Yeah, and I mean, that was off of Jame finding the first frag onto Hampus as well. And then they just completely bogged down. Bomb, obviously, getting dropped at the ramp. While still having 3 players alive as well on the side of AVANGAR.
Yeah.
So something has gone wrong. There's something about the game plan that you have there that's just completely off. Luckily for GamerLegion, though, they're able to make the most out of these mistakes coming in from AVANGAR, and we said it. They would have to do so. They need it if they're going to have a shot at bringing this into a third. But it's been messy. I mean, we saw messy games in the first 2 days of the Invitational as well. I mean, we saw it versus Heroic and Optic as well, but it was, I guess, messy with a purpose. Like, there was a plan, it just necessarily didn't follow through as much, or they definitely could have polished a couple of things. Here, it seems like everything's just random, haphazardly. Accidental victories left and right. Scream has gotten really aggressive here, and he's going to find Jame. That's a massive pick. Nice follow-up as well.
Yeah, this is much better for Scream.
Ooh, okay, we need more of that. Didn't see too much of it on Overpass.
Well, we did. We seen this exact counter round. Yeah,
we saw one round like that on Overpass, but we kind of want to see it more often. Buster is at least going to find Hampus, but gives away his position. Scream decidedly wants to jump up. All right,
it's kind of like he's got 3 already. I want the quad kill.
Yeah, kind of seeing that a little bit unnecessary, but GamerLegion do get away with a round win. So they're going to be happy nonetheless. They also send AVANGAR back to an eco. So this might be the start of something good.
You'd hope.
You'd hope so. But this is what we need to see out of Scream. The second shot here is so quick. That's really the big part. That's what you expect to see out of Scream.
That's like a blink and you miss it on that follow-up. So
exactly.
Hopefully Scream can keep that level up. Again, like we said, we kind of touched on it. The only time he really had that was in 1 round on the CT side. And then after that, got like no kills. I think it was like...
I think in 9 in total for the longest of time.
Yeah.
It ended up on 13, I think. But yeah, just very, very quiet from Scream. We saw in the first matchup that they had versus Optic on the side of Mirage. He did pretty well for himself.
Definitely a big play. It was at the top of Reddit for like nearly a full day.
Not surprisingly, it is Scream after all. There we go. The close positioned Hampus is going to find Kicker.
Yeah, Knock, he'll get another one. It's Jim. He'll fall, and Sanji, Buster, and the Dren. Only the Glocks, and this is perfect for Hampus. He wants to get a couple of these kills. The Glocks are nice and soft for him to take down, but they're going over the top of him.
I'm a little surprised by this kind of move from Hampus, though. You have an MP9, you don't necessarily need to chase this, and you die for it. Okay, congrats.
Well,
you're going to lose the op as well. Like, what do you really gain from that if you're Hampus? So at the very best, yeah, you get a kill. That's $600 to your name, but if you die, you lose all your utility, your armor.
Yeah,
you have
and
to
you also create sort of a weakness that...
Yeah, I mean, Knock went down to 21 HP there. If that's a P2000... No, wait, what I'm saying, a P250 instead of a Glock, he's probably dead. I mean, there's just unnecessary risk involved in doing that, and you stand so little to gain where you're going up against an eco round. So I don't really see why they're making these kind of moves, and it has me a little bit worried. Can't lie, AHS gonna boost 2 teammates up on short. It's gonna be Existence and Knock with the op. So let's see if they go for a tower. Existence actually just go for the good old Shoxy push up top mid. Buster seems to be very aware of that being a possibility.
Yeah, we've seen some of that from Existence on Overpass. Love to get aggressive on the CT side. It worked quite often, but obviously not this time, as his head has been torn off by Buster. And it's a good solid start for AVANGAR. They've got the man advantage. And something that was pretty scary for GamerLegion back in Overpass is when AVANGAR started to get going, they were finding a lot of these opening kills, and they had a really high win rate off the back of them.
They really did. GamerLegion just, well, didn't just fall flat. They fell through the floor.
Yeah, they fell flat and kind of like melted through the floor and just kind of...
It wasn't a pretty sight. They still stand a chance in this one, though. They have players on both bomb sites for the time being, and AVANGAR haven't really committed to anything at all at this point.
Yeah, well, Just biding the time, and again, this is something we were talking about earlier. They take control, but this time they're a little bit more spread out. They've got more map control, which is positive to see.
Lessens the chance of running into a potential stack or something nasty. Instead, it's going to be running into knock. That's the issue for Buster. Nice pick there. Gets them a little bit back into the round. See, though, if they're expecting a Dren here. Knock definitely doesn't do just that.
That's one of those sort of scenarios where you're asking your teammate, what are you watching?
Yeah, and I mean, Aegis is he wanted to get catwalk control, but while doing so, gave up long. But he's going to make sure that his earlier mistake is corrected. Scream with the op, not going to win out the duel versus Kicker, so it's still 1v2 situation. Aegis needs to come up clutch here. And, well, time does that job for him.
Yeah, this is not exactly great from a Vanguard. You know, they get these early 2 picks and they end up running out of time. What is going on? I
mean, James kind of just sat at long the entire time. So while Kicker had to walk out mid. And
it's like he's waiting for the rest of his team to sort of kickstart him.
Yeah. Can you guys just throw your bodies at them so I can get some easy kills? Maybe. Who knows? But it's been a rough one. At least they hold on to the 2 weapons. No connection through the wall early on. And you'd imagine that tempo is probably going to get slowed down a little bit on the side of AVANGAR. And, well, while it's slowed down while we're waiting for something to happen here, what you guys at home can do is head over to csgo.net and use the code Chicago. And if you do that, you get 30% more of your balance to your top up. And you also get the chance to win some cool skins. Knock repositioning in a bit more of a safer position if they were to push out of mid. This is getting really aggressive. Finds one.
Ooh, another one as well. This time for the smoke. Existence going for the triple. He's going to go for the knife kill, it seems.
Oh, he just wants to hide away. He knows that he can reload and get away in time. So, like that idea, but still gets caught out by Buster.
Yeah, that's definitely intelligent from Existence. He gets the 2 kills, though. Not able to follow up as well. And EHS has gone on a bit of a push through long. So he gets so much information off the back of this. He knows, you know, limits their positions where they could be, and they're most likely still stuck inside the middle. The kill from HS. That's the bomb gone again. And Jim, last man standing, AWP in hand. You know, he'd love to save the weapon.
He'd love to. He loves a good save.
But where can he save? They kind of know where he is. So.
He is very much boxed in. You have Aegis sitting in Suicide right now. That means he can't rotate into mid. I guess the one saving grace for him is the fact that there's not a whole lot of money saved up on the side of GamerLegion, so they might be a little bit reluctant to actually push. Aegis is the one with the most money by far. And outside of that, it's Knock, right? And he's carrying an op, so he doesn't really want to push in for this. So it does look like James once again is going to save, but we've had a surprising amount of we're 8 rounds in, and we've already had 3 rounds running out on time.
Yeah, it's certainly a slow game. It's a slow burner, but sometimes slow burners can, you know, be the best explosions. And here's your also GG.Bet. GamerLegion starting to be favored in this one. AVANGAR on 2.25. So on their map pick are no longer favorites. And I think that's definitely the right call here at the moment.
Yeah. Well, I guess we still have to see what GamerLegion have to offer on their T side. They were looking pretty strong on their CT side, 2-on overpass. Fell flat. Hampus has gotten tagged up. And overall, it is not the worst buy that you could get out of AVANGAR for this one. Sure, lacking utility, but at least you have the weapons to potentially shoot. He's just going to get around the corner. Well, nearly makes it down into pit. That's a quick reaction from Kicker to find that. And an opening for an AVANGAR. They haven't been able to utilize them too well so far, though. Well.
Ooh. The battle here between Knock and Jim could be very interesting. It's going to be Jim that will win it. So AVANGAR coming out on top again.
And they've also vacated that B bomb site completely. It's Hampus peering in towards mid, and Buster's just going to walk in towards that B bomb site. Actually, Kicker's going to continue his rampage on long as well. So he's just picking everyone apart. And that's also one way to win the round.
Yeah, finally AVANGAR, they're just going to win off elimination, you'd hope, unless Hampus somehow gets it done here, which is highly unlikely, but they're coming in towards him. Bomb's going to be crossed over towards the B bomb site. He is relatively close, and this smoke can begin to fade. Player might just cross into his crosshair, and Hampus is just holding it, waiting for the kill, and there it is on the Adren. Still, they know exactly where he is, so his life expectancy has dropped significantly.
He's not going to become an old man. That is for sure. But still, like, with the way they're set up right now, they're giving... obviously, Hampus can't know this, but there's only 2 people even remotely close to the bomb site. Luckily, Sanji's going to put an end to any sort of chances Hampus had of winning that. But for some reason, James is still in T-spawn at that stage. So either Kiekert or James needs to move their butt at that stage, because if he's falling back to save, Kiekert can pinch anyone who's running down the B slope. That's fair enough. Then James doesn't need to be where he's at. He can be over towards that B bomb to potentially help fend off an attempt from Hampus. It's just, I don't know. It seems weird, everything they do. But again, another tag comes in from James. It's the aggressive push. Comes into lower dark for the time being. He's not going to continue on with it. Probably herd people over towards short. Gets spotted by Adren as well.
Adren's not having as much impact immediately as I perhaps would have thought going into it. Of course, you know, you have to sort of manage your expectations, but he's certainly having impact in this run. It's 2 kills already. Bust to be able to get 1 as well, and I mean, this should be a pretty easy one for a Vanguard, all things considered. The weapons are not amazing here, but Knock, he'll try and be a thorn in their side, try and cause a little bit of a hurdle to erect, but it's going to be 4v2, just over a minute on the clock, and Kickert's actually starting to make his way in from long. Again, we've seen him have so much success from this position. There it is again, tapping off towards Knock, leaving Scream 13 HP with a Deagle against 4 players. So, a Vanguard, they will get themselves 4. And obviously, they'll be happy about getting a round win, but they should really feel in the back of their heads they should be, if not ahead, relatively close to the scoreline that GamerLegion have already got, because they've had so many good opportunities.
Oh, yeah. No, they've looked so prime. And, you know, the first 30 seconds of their rounds have been so good, and then everything else has been just an utter meltdown.
There's points where they literally get 2-man advantage, and they still lose the round off of time.
Which is an impressive feat.
Yeah, it's hard to do that. It really is.
Just, yeah, it's been a weird one so far this series. The T sides of both teams haven't really looked too impressive at any given stage here. Scream is going to be able to hold on to his light Kevlar and Deagle. So a little bit of money saved going into the next round. We'll see if they buy up on this, though. They have about 5K on 2 players. Not going to have an op, or they will have the opportunity to get an op on Knock, but not double op setup, as we've seen once. And utility might run out somewhat quickly, but we'll see how this pans out for them. Away we go. So they're actually going to set the op on AJS with the best spawn towards long to see if he can get a drop on anyone from AVANGAR.
Ooh, Hampus wanting to poke Adren. He's done it and dropped him to 12 HP. Although it seemed as though Adren was not really scared by that. He went back to take the fight instead of just continuing, so...
A man's man.
Yeah, definitely not scared of a fight. So, this is starting to look... like it's going to be another slow one. Vanguard just wanting to take their time, make sure that they have got the positions ready. Most of the players are going towards the B bomb side. It looks like they want to try and sell a bit of a B split fake here, because most of them are just going through the tunnel. All 5 of them, in fact, is Scream to peek up, get 1. Although Existence and Hampus will assist, and so it's all falling apart here for a Vanguard, and still a minute left on the clock.
Now then, save call might have already come in from AVANGAR. They still have to survive for 50 more seconds, but you'd have to imagine that they don't really like their chances. Kicker being at 10 HP. GamerLegion. Okay, so this is a nice way to play it from Existence. Instead of giving a potential duel, just hang out in the most unlikely spot to check on the map. And if anyone rotates over, you get a free kill. There's no reason for him to ever move unless time is starting to run out and he wants to chase for a kill after time runs out. It's really the only viable reason to, or justifiable reason to do anything like that. So yeah, AVANGAR hoping that they can hold on to these weapons into the next round, and money's not really good on the side of GamerLegion as well, so I don't think we're going to see too much action. So yet another round running out on time.
So when we see the sort of run bar come up here, we'll see how many little time icons we start to see. It'll be
should be 3 now, I think.
Yeah.
The one that I guess should have ran down on time.
Yeah, there it is, 3.
Is one of the kill rounds that GamerLegion had, the eco round where they pretty much went out at the very end. Existence taking the last duel. I think it was versus Sanji at A slope. So to me, like in my head, that's 4 rounds running out on time because AVANGAR didn't give themselves a chance to actually win it.
Yeah, there were, even if they eventually got onto a side, there's still no time to get anything done. So
here we go. Jame moving up quickly towards Catwalk. So change of pace here from AVANGAR initially. And I'm actually surprised we haven't seen more of the initial long takes that we saw from them. That seemed very well thought out. They had all the smokes for the corner, proper flashes and everything to fend anyone from GamerLegion off. Oh, okay, Hemp is one shot the duel eventually. Flashes just getting the best of both of these players initially. But yeah, AVANGAR found a lot of real estate off of it. They just got stuck on long. But again, if you can get that control, get that area down to yourself, and just pop Jame down there, he should be able to work something out because GamerLegion have definitely shown themselves willing enough to take fights, even in situations they shouldn't. Oh.
Well, Scream is just going to sit in the car, and what a headshot from Buster. What an entry frag in towards the B bomb site. Adrian trying to lock off the rotation, but it's Existence who wins that fight, and so the advantage is with GamerLegion. Bomb getting planted for Sanji. He's going to plant that in default position for the tunnels, and Kicker is going to be here. It's trying to spam away. There's the headshot. Can he get the follow-up? No. As HS is there with the kill back in. So Sanji and Buster, 2v3, trying to hold off this retake. And GamerLegion is definitely looking favours him, but the flash goes in. This could be it. Take the fight to them, and the spray comes in from Sanji. It all has to fall onto Sanji, though, as Buster has followed the HS into a 1v1. HS looking to take the fight, but Sanji wins it out. And that will be another one on the board for AVANGAR. And the spray was long from Sanji, but he's able to control it.
Yeah, works out. Man, showcasing that he's definitely worked on his Krieg spray. That's going to net AVANGAR a 5th one, so... even when not getting the openings there, just the walk-in towards B works out nicely. That's also something we're seeing more and more teams do, actually, just focusing heavily on contact plays towards B.
Yeah.
Usually it's something you wouldn't think that would be, I guess, open to as often as it does happen, simply because it's a long, narrow hallway, very easy to get spotted out, and when you get bogged out, then it can really go awry. But AVANGAR seemingly have found the timing to draw GamerLegion apart. 2 early kills here. There's just an eco round on the side of GamerLegion, so you could expect AVANGAR to at least get to 6 here.
If they don't get 6 off the back of this, if they somehow lose this one, I would literally
just leave the studio.
Yeah, I think I would just set the headsets on and walk away, because everything I think I know about Counter-Strike would just be completely untrue. So.
We'll see if they can prove you wrong. See if they can make the impossible happen. But they've got the right read here going towards long. Flashes come over. Proper, well, I say proper smokes, but I guess proper enough. Even though it nearly cost Buster's his life. They will get onto the site. And they will get a bomb plant down, and that pretty much seals the deal. There's no defuse kits on the side of GamerLegion. Also, they're more or less stuck out towards mid.
That long cross, you need so much utility. You need 2 smokes just to, smoke it off. You need a Molotov for the car. So taking long definitely requires a hell of a lot of utility usage from the T side. So
yeah,
it's pretty good that you don't really need that much utility to force your way out the long doors early.
Maybe that's why they got bogged down so heavily on long last time, because they were like, oh god, we don't really know the cross smokes properly.
It's like, just throw something.
As of right now. Actually, speaking of how, we talked about how the one round from Scream in Lower Dark might be the start of something good. He really hasn't done anything else since then.
Yeah.
It's very similar trajectory as we saw in Overpass.
He's like, yeah, what I'm getting paid right now, it's worth 1 play. It's like, that's all. That's my quota.
Done all I can do.
And I'm going to chill.
Gonna need to get overtime pay here if I'm going to get into this. No, but obviously it's tough when he's playing over towards that B area. It does feel a little bit, I guess, barren or inactive for a lot of the game. And okay,
he's not going to get anything done in this round either.
Yeah. He's been tagged up a couple of times as well by James, so
Oh, was it
It's not
Body?
having a fun time.
Body on G2 used to play the B bomb site and used to just always get tagged through it over and over and over again. That's one of those games where I remember Body was trying to cross to his position and he just kept getting tagged through the door.
Was that versus Guardian?
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, Guardian has a knack for just doing damage to anyone who jumps across there. It doesn't matter if there's a smoke or not. This is not a fun situation.
He's probably sat and practiced it over and over again.
Oh, no, definitely. I mean, if you, again, like one way to kind of learn how the timings work out for that is you go onto the server with a friend, you put on, basically you put on SVGs, you allow for wireframes to come on so you can see where the model jumps. You can learn how quickly the model moves past when jumping.
Ooh, good check there for Buster. Good kill coming in. Sanji able to back him up as well. And it's the FAMAS going right through the door here from Existence. He will get one, but Buster is there and Adren will finish it off. 7-7. AVANGAR, you know, the early start was not amazing, but they've been able to sort of salvage this T side. So good sign moving forward, especially since the T side was so lackluster on the previous map.
Yeah. I will say, though, like, I mean, AVANGAR have gotten 7 rounds here and might look to add to an 8th here on their T-side, but it hasn't been impressive by any means. A lot of it has been off the back of, again, contact plays towards that B-bomb site. It's been working out for them. Buster's doing a really, really good job of finding impact kills, opening things up for them. That's really what they've had to hang their hat on. Again, taking the duel versus HS. Just ends it there, though. Doesn't want to force the issue. Nock is really keen on taking these duels versus the op of Jame. And once again, Bomb moving up towards Upper Dark. Scream is the sole player of GamerLegion even remotely close to this area. Just playing it from Plateau. He needs to find some 1-digs here if this is going to work out for them, if AVANGAR decides to go towards B. Now, you can see the bait set up on GamerLegion's end here on Catwalk. Existence playing with his back turned initially, having Hampers to take initial contact. Flies out into mid, doesn't do any damage. He drops off of Cat. Pretty strong long hold on the side of GamerLegion, but there's only one player from AVANGAR over towards the entire area. 40 seconds left. No real commitment on the side of AVANGAR. We've been here before. Scream has actually opted out of the I guess, plateau angle on B as well, so he doesn't really have any sort of information. If they go in on B, he either has to have a magnificent round or the round is just over, but this is looking like a catwalk take from AVANGAR.
Yeah, it's just as long as they don't run out of time, it's all good. As
15 seconds,
time, they have to go super quickly to try and clear these angles, and there goes Kicker taking a kill on the Scream. Hamper steps in with the scout, and oh my god, this is actually happening. There's no time for them to get anything done. Jim, he does take a headshot, but no time to get the bomb planted. All Existence needs to do is hide, and he even gets a kill. So that's the final nail in the coffin. GamerLegion, off the back of just pistols, get 8-7.
That is just bad. That is just straight up bad.
I can just see you losing your mind right as to what's happening.
They literally have, you start with 1 minute and 55 seconds. You do nothing for about 1 minute and 40 of those. You just kind of hang out, and then you walk into Catwalk, and it's like you're surprised to see any sort of resistance.
Well, the odds definitely still favoring AVANGAR.
Yeah, no, I mean, they got that going for them. But 1.47 for AVANGAR to win the map, 2.55 for GamerLegion. Right now, I'm thinking like it's going to be hard for GamerLegion to top their own T-side performance on Overpass, but you know, again, have as poorly of a planned T-side as AVANGAR had here on Dust 2.
As long as they get near the bomb sites in the sort of given time.
Yeah, no, that's a massive improvement. Yeah.
Yeah, you hardly ever see that many sort of runs lost on time. And like you said, they could have been won a little bit earlier on, so technically there could be 5, which is kind of crazy. But Buster, here's the pistol. Can AVANGAR get it? Well, no. Buster under pressure. He's going to be hiding. Utilities coming on in. Still doesn't really amount to too much, as he will fall eventually anyway. Knocking Hampers, they do get 2 kills. And Kicker, Jim, and Adren, they'll try and do their best. It will be 1 from Jim, but he's so preoccupied, so paranoid by Knock. But Adren will come in. Jim's still alive, and so is Adren. So there still is a chance for AVANGAR. Bomb getting planted just below Jim. And they have to fall away and reconsider how they're going to attempt this one. As Adren still has a kit, and that's certainly a way to give you a chance. Adren with a headshot right through the smoke. They go back up towards window. And HS is just biding his time. I honestly think the burst fire here would probably be the best option for him.
going to go with the good old-fashioned one. Finds 1 kill at least. Scream left alone.
Well, Jim, the kit is still on the floor somewhere close by, but Scream is going to try and hold the angles, just toying with his prey, playing with his food, and he's done it again. But Jim, can he get the kit? I don't think there's enough time.
Not enough time.
There was 4 seconds. Oh, so unfortunate.
Should be enough. There we go. So Scream plays that correctly, doesn't go for the duel, knows that he has time on his side. GamerLegion, again, winning pistol. So that's 4 for 4. And hopefully they can make something out of this. They dropped the ball completely here in the first half.
Yeah.
Now they need to actually convert, get a bit of an advantage, create a bit of a cushion for themselves. They could make it to double figures early on, and we're seeing very limited investment on the side of AVANGAR. Smoke down, a couple of pistols. No scout on James. That was actually the thing AVANGAR used to do in the past, where you'd have one of the players, I think it was Krisen oftentimes, would straight up just drop a scout to James in these kind of rounds, just because they know how much of an impact he can have. GamerLegion, this time at least, making the most of the distance they have.
Yeah.
Did not do that on overpass, but they're also doing it with quite the pace. Scream's going to find a Dren. That's the bomb side open. This is quite the change-up from what we saw in the first half, tempo-wise. Scream already down in CT spawn, chasing for kills.
Yeah, this will build his confidence a little bit,
he saw a leg. He saw a leg.
He surely knows to play that.
Yeah, he sees the feet as well.
Well, there's confirmed, but there's
he should know that there's a setup. Yeah, he should know that there's a crossfire with this. And still gets too exposed, not too impressed, but James with the Zeus.
Come on.
Trying to get into a sneaky angle.
Hopefully we get to see something here. There was a chance, just not quite quick enough.
Knock with the quick response there. So GamerLegion handled that pretty well. That's what you needed to see as well. It will be. Imagine losing 2-0 in a best of 3 series where you've won every pistol. That would have been rather impressive.
That's certainly not a great stat to have.
I guess it's still on the cards. It's not like they've won Dust 2, but they've set themselves up for success in the early game. Now we're going to see the investment coming in from the CT side. James with that op. Glass cannon to boot. He's going to need to be efficient with it. Good flashes over long. Oh, Hampus. All right, seeing if we can find an early frag onto Buster. Does get 13 damage done, but going to be fine. 3 players actually on the B bomb site for AVANGAR. Not something you see every day.
Well, GamerLegion certainly aren't favouring the B bomb site as much as AVANGAR did on their T side, so they'll be heading back over towards A long, and this will be pretty free real estate for them essentially, because the only player even close is Adren. He's on the back of the A bomb side, so free for them. Smokes come in for the cross. Molotov was actually brilliant as well. That forces Adren further back and pretty much gives GamerLegion the control that they want towards the A ramp, although Adren, he's not going to be forced off that easily. He still wants to take a fight, but Existence just appears out of nowhere, takes Adren away, and Kicker will have to step in with a kill, but he's been dropped low as well.
Bombs down for the time being, though. They should be able to retrieve it. Or has it dropped on the wrong side of it? Doesn't really matter. Existence removes Sanji. Still, we do have Aegis just hanging out here in the back. Buster's going to have a really hard time rotating. Actually, seems to be aware. Actually dinks Aegis as well. Down to 5 HP. How do you get out of this one? Well, that's a start. But Hemp is just going to get the better of him. So completely different pace from GamerLegion, and a very different story as well in terms of success early on.
Yeah, we might, if this is the way it's going, you might just see Mirage come in as that third map. And I mean, this is kind of what we expected, right? We expected them to win their map picks and perhaps head to that third map, but it's the opposite in a way that they've won their opponent's map picks. Or wait, at least it's looking that way if GamerLegion can, finish it here.
Oh, the boost above the smoke.
Ooh.
Oh, the scout tag onto HS. Nifty little trick from AVANGAR. Not going to get a kill from it, and Scream has already made his way into the B-bomb site. There we go.
Just going to be looking up towards the window. Molotovs come in, and GamerLegion will get the bomb planted rather easily. HS trying to get it done towards short. Does get one kill. Although Adren is there again with the P250, and that's a rifle available to Adren, and an AK at that. So you might just think about carrying that one over into the next one.
Yeah. Saving themselves some costs. So it's going to come along nicely. GamerLegion get off to a flying start here. That's 4 rounds in a row. Have to be feeling pretty good about themselves, and it doesn't seem like we're going to have to worry about time running out really on their T sides, given the initial tempo set. Hampus doing himself. Might want to look for Adrens if he can take out that AK, but probably doesn't want to stray off too far. Now then, if this goes to a third map, I will imagine that GamerLegion are pretty ticked off by the fact that they had such a poor performance on Overpass. This should have been a game that they could have closed out 2-0. It should have been just done with it, ready to play Optic, not have to go through the strenuous task of playing 3 maps and then setting up for another best of 3. But, you know, they've kind of dug their own grave with this one. Now we will see what comes of it.
Yeah, you certainly feel like the way GamerLegion started off Overpass, they're a team that looked pretty solid on it. You'd expect them to be able to have a good T side, but certainly not the case. And has cost them, but they are starting to look a little bit better here on Dust 2. It's Hampus with 2 kills picked up. Sanji, Jim, and Buster left alone, and it might just be the kills here from Scream, but it's actually a Jet to take that away. And Sanji will drop Hampus. And AVANGAR making this close at least, trying to keep it modest, but again, it's probably going to be the safe call. GM has the AWP, you're not going to be able to afford that into the next one, so definitely just try and hang on to it, and like GamerLegion got to 13-7.
Yeah. See the power of taking that B bomb set. As soon as that happens, chances of a retake so small. More often than not, you're just better off saving. Thinking about the long term. GamerLegion, 13 rounds right off the bat. And already, it seems like they have much more of a plan here on Dust 2 than what they ever did on Overpass for the T side.
Yeah, it's certainly strange, right? Because it's not their pick.
Yeah, no, it definitely isn't. It is a map that they've played a fair bit of Dust 2, but absolutely, you would expect them to come prepared on their own map pick in a much bigger fashion than what they showed initially. But this is a nice bounce back, at least for the time being. We'll see if they can actually close it out and make quick work of AVANGAR on their own map pick.
Well, after we came off the first map, I asked you, what sort of way do you see this next map going? You said it's 16-7. Well,
yeah, just reverse.
Yeah, reverse, inverted.
Yeah, I really didn't expect AVANGAR's T side to be, well, just as bad as it was.
Yeah, I mean, if they had just actually played within the time given to them, you know, they probably could have walked away with a pretty one-sided half. They looked pretty good. It's just the final bit of the round, like the late stage, they just couldn't manage to sort of overcome it. So
what's the saying? Like, $1 million move, 10-cent finish.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they need to learn the whatever story, you know, beginning, middle, and end. Their end is just terrible. It's like Game of Thrones.
Yeah, they really are just pulling a Season 8 on us right now. Again, pinch come in towards that B-bomb site. Actually, they haven't put on too much pressure over towards upper yet. That smoke going down, that's going to make life a lot harder for Buster. Actually, way too tough to deal with. Existence finds him. Kickert has to give up his position. Finds the second one. That's pretty impressive, but still equal numbers. That's going to favor GamerLegion in a post-plant position, but Adren's quick to find Hampus. He's been lurking about in middle quite often. Now we'll see. With one flash to their name, if GamerLegion can hold on to this. Knock has an op and knows at least one player is coming at him. And, well, Scream getting into the fray once again. It's been a quiet game, quiet series for him in total, but netting 3 frags in that round and a pretty big one at that. It's going to do you good.
Yeah, that's a positive, right? We'll take a look here at the odds by GG.Bet. 1.04 for GamerLegion and an 8.81 odds for AVANGAR. And it's a pretty scary turnaround if you're an AVANGAR fan, because at the start of this one, it was certainly looking good for them. It favored them, but it's gone off the face of the earth, I'm afraid, for them. And GamerLegion looking to try and pull it to map point. But James got the man advantage. He's got the early pick. And so GamerLegion are going to try and recover from that. HS might just be the man to do it, but Adren, he's waited for it and he's got the kill. The patience pays off. He goes in for another, and Adren, he's got himself 2. Scream in existence. They're into 2v5. Not looking too likely here for the chances of GamerLegion. And Buster's got to sit back inside of the B-bomb site and wait for the final 2 players to come in towards him. He also has the help of Kickert, and that is going to be the kill from Scream. Kickert able to get another, and there's the double. So, 8 on the board for AVANGAR. 14-8 is the score.
14-8, and finally a response from AVANGAR. It took a while. GamerLegion getting the start they wanted on the second half, and AVANGAR scraping by here. But they do it in a convincing fashion when they decide to get on the board. So rebuying not going to be an issue. Same can be said for GamerLegion, though. Not going for the same aggressive kind of shots through the door, chancing it like we saw James do. Initial damage not going to happen. Adren might not be aware of the fact that 2 players have made it past here, but Sanji seems to be up for the task. Still not able to win out the duel versus existence.
Well, Jabe gets one. This might just be the start of something better for AVANGAR. It's not over yet. Adren has picked up existence. Switches out. Game of gun game here for AVANGAR. He's going to be busted. Taking the kill, DHS, not the last man standing. Nice kill, but the smoke will hit him up the face.
So 3 to find, though. 2 of those being ops. Smoke goes down on the corner, so he's going to get the bomb at least. There we have it. Now, though, the problem for Nock is that he has no real idea as to where the 2 remaining members could be. Information that Buster got a pick in mid has obviously been made irrelevant by this time, and you can see the aggressive push as well from Kickert. Well, little does he know, it's about to be sandwiched, and he's not just gonna, well, he's not even gonna expect Buster to be in this kind of a position either. Oh, all right. A little bit quick on the draw. And there we go, Kicker comes in from the top of T-spawn to close it out. So 2 rounds in a row for AVANGAR. Does mean we're gonna see, most likely gonna see an eco on the side of GamerLegion. So there's a chance here for AVANGAR to work back into it. This is what they did on Overpass as well. So I guess those skeletons in the closet of GamerLegion might be showing themselves. Hampus has decided to buy into this as the only one as well. A Hero Krieg.
Hero Krieg. We don't see that often, but it's definitely the hero. Just tap it away, James. Just walk right into that. That's never the way to go. And Scream here is going to play on the other end of the smoke. He was looking for the cheeky pick onto Sanji, but he's not going to be able to grab that. So they'll keep the man advantage. GamerLegion will be happy with that, and they'll start to make their way up short. Currently 3 players over towards the A bomb site, though, from AVANGAR. And obviously, the 1 player over on B, Buster, is playing in a very advanced angle, so he can get the information very quickly, allow his teammates to rotate if they do come in towards B, but that's not the case. GamerLegion, with the utility they've got, they're going to go in towards the A bomb site. Flash, smokes, they all come in, and Kicker is going to be trying to hold off. Completely blinded, though, unable to take the kill. That will be the missed shot in the AWP. And Dren has rotated on in. Headshot coming in from Hampus. The hero Krieg seems to be getting it done here for GamerLegion as the bomb is getting planted. Multiple players still towards short. And this is going to be a very important retake attempt from AVANGAR.
Just trying to crawl through the Molotov to get back into Cat. But yeah, this is a very strong after plant position for GamerLegion. Hampus is just doing all the work here. Okay, then. You don't need more than a Hero Krieg, apparently. He's going to drop down into spot to see if he can complete the ace, but it's going to be existence to find the very last one. There we have it. Map point for GamerLegion, looking to steal away the map pick of AVANGAR and taking us to a 3rd. For those who've just tuned in or not noticed, the little tab there in the top corner, Mirage, is going to be the one to potentially decide it all.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to that one as well. I think it's going to be a scrappy one, though. I'm generally, you know, if you're on the 3rd map, that's when things become a little bit more scrappy. But it's Scream on an AWP that gets the opening kill. And chance there for Nock to try and follow up, but he is shot down to 3 HP. Still stays alive, though, and that's the important part. Flash comes in, HS looking to try and end him, pulls the smoke, and because of that, Buster has nailed him in the head. So, 4v4. AVANGAR not dead yet. And Scream has still got an AWP. So, yeah, that's not for something I'm too, used to seeing. Is Scream with AWP. We'll see what he can get done. Adren also on the A-bomb site. Lots of ops in play right now, and Adren is going to try and get it done, but Existence will finish him off. And the rest of the push coming in, Hampus, SG connecting. He's such a good player with it seems. And so Sancho and Jin, the last two players standing for a Vanguard, and this might just be the end. No scope from Scream, runs out of ammo. Oh, this is awkward. Goes for the no scope again, and it's 16-9. An awkward way to finish it, but GamerLegion get it done.
Yeah, and a deserved victory at that. I mean, by far the better team on Dust 2. They had a T-side that actually made sense for the better part of it. They knew how to close out rounds as well.
Yeah, they knew how to play within the time.
Yeah, that was a pretty big thing. I have no idea what AVANGAR... I mean, AVANGAR can't be happy with how that played out. They have to realize that they're making these mistakes time and time again. So, yeah, it's just a weird one. We've seen 2 weird maps with, I guess, 3 pretty bad T-sides leading up to this point. So maybe we'll see, I guess, both teams coming into it once we reach Mirage. But no, GamerLegion deservedly picking up Dust 2.
We're going to have to see if AVANGAR can have a resurgence as we move into the final map of this series. It is going to be Mirage. So make sure after this break, you stay with us.